Well, good morning. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. This is a quick weather impacts update for the All Hazards Consortium on this February 10th, 2025. And we do have a progressive weather pattern. This is the GOES satellite image. I've zoomed out a little bit here because the sun hasn't risen. We're not getting a lot of bright daylight here along the East Coast quite yet, but you can see that terminator line here. It's bringing the sunrise. This is the sunrise sunset on the GOES data. And it is coming pretty quickly towards the East Coast and towards the Midwest. You can see that big storm system northeast of Nova Scotia and the Canadian Maritimes. That's producing some storm force winds right now. But then we have a progression of storms that are coming right along this jet stream here. Let me take it full screen. I'll show you what it looks like, and we can zoom in a little bit. This is the mid-Atlantic here. We can see lake effect snows happening. There's some cloudiness in Pennsylvania. But what I want to talk about here is a series of a couple of storms that are going to be moving in our direction in the mid-Atlantic here, and will also have quite an impact across the United States. I'm going to show you real quickly the West Coast satellite, the GOES West satellite, because we do have another atmospheric river that's going to be developing and threatening Southern California over the next probably 3 days, 3 to 4 days. I have that forecast on the models as well. First, let's go over to GeoCollaborate because I want to show you what that looks like, because we do have impacts headed this way in the mid-Atlantic here and also the Midwest. These are two separate systems, believe it or not. One of them is going to move up after this one impacts the mid-Atlantic during the day tomorrow into Wednesday. And so let's focus on this one for a second here. This storm is going to be mostly snow in the mid-Atlantic here. However, there is going to be a mixture of ice, accreting ice, perhaps up to 1/4 of an inch of ice in southern Virginia and parts of extreme northwestern North Carolina, where warm air is going to make that snow turn into freezing rain. So there is a winter storm warning in effect there for a potential ice storm. Not an ice storm warning, but a winter storm warning, because it's going to be a mixture, a combination of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. As you get further to the north, it looks like all snow in the mid-Atlantic, and so that's what these colors mean. I'll go ahead and put on the legend here for you so you can see what it looks like. Looks like moderate impacts here. Hazardous driving is expected from central New Jersey down through Delaware onto Maryland's eastern shore, and also into the Baltimore, Washington area, from Winchester, Virginia, and eastern panhandle of West Virginia, down the I-81 corridor. So this looks like a pretty high impact area during the afternoon Tuesday into Tuesday night and Wednesday. Snow accumulations in this area of Washington and Baltimore could be 4 inches, 5 inches or so. Just down to the south, 6 to 8 inches looks like is going to be kind of a focal point there. And then down here in southwestern Virginia, looks like that mixture of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. But we do have a real chance for impactful ice accretion on tree limbs and also on wires. Let me move out to the west a little bit further, because this is a second system. It's actually going to be moving to the west of the mid-Atlantic states here, the next one, and that means it's going to be mostly rain for the latter part of the week. I'll show you that on the models in just a second, but we do have some high-impact events that are expected throughout Kansas and into Kansas City, into Missouri, and into western Illinois, up to Chicago. Even in Kansas City, it looks like a high-impact event where this red means hazardous conditions. You can see right here, major impact event is likely here in the Kansas City area, where travel is not recommended at all. Looks like we could have some serious snow accumulations here that are going to combine with wind and have quite a bit of impact in this area. So those of you in the All Hazards Consortium, these are the impact areas that are expected over the next 1 to 3 days, mainly in the mid-Atlantic here, up towards eastern Connecticut, part of southern New England. Not really going to reach here. This storm, though, later on Wednesday, Thursday, is going to result in snow throughout New England. And we'll be watching that. Remember, you can connect to the GeoCollaborate dashboard and take a look at what it looks like for these impacts. This is the Winter Storm Severity Index. And what I want to do is turn this layer off. I'm going to turn that layer off for a second so I can show you what it looks like, the probabilities for 1 to 4 inches of snow or more today. This is today, so you can see that the snow is really limited up to the Great Lakes area. This is today. Now, watch what happens when I turn the product on for tomorrow. This is the probability of 4 inches of snow or more tomorrow. And you can see where that concentration is. In Kansas, looks like there's a high probability of at least 4 inches of snow, and also in the Mid-Atlantic. Let's zoom down into here where you see the highest probability of 4 inches of snow or more from Staunton, Virginia, out from the mountains of eastern West Virginia. But look at this, south of the Washington, D.C. area, this looks like 4 to 8 inches of snow are likely highest probability. Here, probably 1 to 4 inches of snow, but it could be higher, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow in certain areas where bands develop, and then a lower probability of snow to the north into Pennsylvania, eastern New Jersey. This is 4 inches or more. So it's higher likelihood that it's going to be 1 to 3 inches or 2 to 4 inches of snow up in southern Pennsylvania. Now, I do want to mention here that it does look like, and I'll turn this off because I want to turn on the winter storm warnings and the Weather Service watches, warnings, and advisories. Okay, so I'm going to turn those on here. There we go. So you can see what's in effect. In the Mid-Atlantic, this is a winter storm watch, which means conditions are favorable for a winter storm to develop in the next 24 to 36 hours. This is a winter storm warning in pink, all the way down through Harrisonburg, down the I-81 corridor, through Roanoke, Blacksburg, also Lynchburg, and over almost to Richmond, not quite to Richmond yet, but you can see the path that this storm is taking. These are flood watches in eastern Kentucky and winter storm storm watches here, and also I was going to say winter weather advisories, but it looks like winter storm watches. In the purple, this is a winter weather advisories. That means a less accumulation of snow. Let me take off the this winter storm severity index legend there. But you can see this path that the storm is going to be taking. So it looks like we could have a heavier wet snow. The quality of the snow here is going to be heavy. And so wet. And so that means it will accrete on tree limbs, trees, and also power lines. This isn't going to be a powdery, dry snow, so there will be impacts there. On into the Midwest, where we have the second storm. These are winter storm watches in effect right now, and also winter weather advisories up throughout northwestern Iowa, and then up into the Dakotas. It looks like we have here some very cold weather headed there. Extreme cold warning with wind chills of minus 30 to minus 40 degrees expected with this next Arctic blast coming in. Well, what does that look like on the model data? And let me show you that. So I want to make this quick. Here is the GFS model, and I want to show you what it looks like over the next 48 to 72 hours. I'm going to put this into motion. You can see the some precipitation moving off the coast now, but then rather quickly this low pressure system develops over Oklahoma and Arkansas, and you can see that band of snow. That's this blue band of snow developing. This is Tuesday afternoon, just getting into the Washington, D.C. area. But notice this northern part. The snow does get intense in some right in here, and that is Tuesday night into Wednesday as this low pressure wraps up off the coast. But you can see that southern Pennsylvania, Maryland, northern Virginia in the heavier snow category here for the model output. And that's why we have the Winter Storm Severity Index showing, reflecting that hazard. And then here is the area of potential icing. That is up to 1/4 of an inch of ice, perhaps, accreting on some of the wires and tree limbs. And as we continue it on into Wednesday morning, you can see the storm system moves quickly off the coast. Some icing still remains in that trapped cold air on the eastern edge of the mountains. It's called cold air damming. When it comes down there, it's like molasses. It's hard to carve out that cold air. But then look, the next system quickly is developing, giving very heavy snow to Kansas City and also into St. Louis, with another icing chance south of that area. And so you'll see that comes in. So Chicago looks like you're in for a decent amount of snow. This is during the day, during Wednesday night into Thursday. But notice, as this storm system moves, there's still cold air trapped because of this high pressure to the northeast, pushing that cold air down the eastern edge of the mountains. So we get some snow breaking out in the Baltimore, Washington area. That's Wednesday night. But it will quickly turn over into rain, perhaps through a period of freezing rain. But you can see that icing conditions still exist there. And as we take this on into the future, into Thursday morning, you can see that Chicago is going to remain all snow there. But then it quickly turns to rain by Thursday morning in the mid-Atlantic, with some iciness, freezing rain, quickly transitioning to rain throughout Pennsylvania. So we have a messy period coming from today through Thursday into Friday, because now we'll take this into Thursday afternoon, where now we're talking about impactful snows in parts of Maine and northern New England during the day on Thursday. And then as we get on into Friday, things calm down a little bit. Showers and storms through the Carolinas, down through the panhandle of Florida, dropping some rain, intense rain at times. And then we have another system coming in ashore in California. This on Thursday into Friday is the atmospheric river I mentioned on Friday in my Friday update, perhaps creating some landslides and mud flows and debris flows. Not landslides, but mud flows and debris flows in Southern California in those burn scar areas. That looks like it's pretty likely to happen because you only need 1/4 of an inch of rain in about 15 minutes to really cause those mud flows and debris flows. And so that's the way the weather looks like there. Let me focus in a little bit closer in on the mid-Atlantic here and just show you quickly how that snow is going to develop within the West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania area. You can see by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock on Tuesday, the snow will be moving in, and then it will get heavy. Look at this band in southern Maryland, southern Delaware into central Virginia. That is the heaviest band of snow that we expect to develop. And then that will continue on through Wednesday morning, about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then taper off as some light snow showers by about 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. And then the system pulls out with some lingering snow showers, just some snow flurries continuing there. But the real chance for icing is down in southern Virginia. Let me show you real quick the atmospheric rivers and what that looks like here for California. I've just zoomed in on one area here. That's this area right here in the burn scar area, Los Angeles area. This is what it looks like for the atmospheric river coming in. So here we are today, Monday. This is Tuesday, Wednesday. So Wednesday looks like we could have moisture coming in, dropping rain, creating some perhaps conditions for landslides and debris flows. Stay tuned to your local emergency management officials and also your local National Weather Service office and your favorite broadcast meteorologist to keep you updated hour by hour on what's happening. And then on into Thursday, here's another atmospheric river. Now, this is blue, AR1. AR2 is green, so that's a little bit more intense rainfall. We'll be keeping you posted on that. I'll be down in Florida for the next several days giving a talk on the new book that we have released. But I may do a quick update from down there in Florida as conditions mature and get closer, and we have a little bit more definition on how much rain might be falling in Southern California. So that's the way it looks right now. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. Thanks so much for watching this update. We'll keep you posted. And we'll put this update on the Signal app for all the All Hazards Consortium stakeholders, so you can remain updated over the next couple of days. We do have a very active weather pattern, and we'll continue to update this later on in the week. Thanks so much for watching.